Representative Claudia Ordaz, as she steps to the podium, she's a young, vibrant leader. She truly understands the mechanisms of what it takes to be successful. And what's really neat about what Representative Ordaz represents, obviously she's a younger person. 15 years ago, we talked about the City of El Paso, the brain drain. The opportunity for our young people to leave out of town, not come back because they felt there was more opportunities away from El Paso. Representative Ordaz is one of those that came back. She's entrenched in our community, and now she's our city leader. Ladies and gentlemen, Representative Claudia Ordaz.
He's going to make me cry already. This is a really emotional day. But thank you all, each and every one of you, for being here today. As you can see, the clouds, I was very, very nervous that it was going to rain. But as I was talking to Martin Bartlett, he's somewhere back there, I was like, it couldn't have been more fitting. Another challenge that we went through to get this park open. But rain or shine, we were going to open this park today. But you know what? I think there have been a lot of challenges to get to where we are today. And it started with Mr. Lyons, who the park is named after. Ms. Wilamson, his mom, family, who worked tirelessly to get this park cleaned up. We'll get the site cleaned up. I mean, as you all know, this was an original, it was a dump site. And you all worked so hard, advocated, lobbied City Hall, the state, to get this area cleaned up. And you know, I remember I did grow up behind that yellow building over there, and I used to walk to Irvin Short's library, and I remember seeing this, and it looked like a big hill. You know, you just looked, you didn't realize how much trash was underneath this. So it was a big challenge to get to where we are today. It's absolutely incredible. Even a challenge to get the name renamed, get the park renamed after Mr. Lyons and all of his work. But we finally made that happen. And then once the 2012 Quality of Life bonds passed, we finally got funding for the park to create this dump site into what we have today, a beautiful park. And we saw challenges there as well. Once the contractors came in, they found trash, and then there was a delay. And then they found more trash, and then there was another delay. It seemed like there were a lot of challenges, but you know what? It's all worth it today. And so rain or shine, I'm so glad we're standing here today, and I attribute it all to all of the hard work that Mr. Lyons and his family worked tirelessly for, and the residents around here that really believed in this neighborhood, believed that your children, grandchildren deserved a good park. And I'm so excited that we're standing here today. And I really thank the Parks Department, Tracy, Paula, the Engineering Department, Yesenia, if you can wave. She was the project manager, and she really put her heart and soul into this project. So we thank you so much for all of your work. And Martin Bartlett, the rest of the Engineering Department, everybody really worked tirelessly because they believed in this park. And after all of the challenges, even rain or shine, we are standing here today, and now look at this beautiful park that we have for future families right now, generations that will enjoy this park. So thank you all for being here today, and I look forward to all the special memories that we're gonna have here together. So thank you again.
Thank you, Representative Ordaz. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, remember the old days, the TV show called $6 Million Man? Well, Jim, I'm about to introduce to you is the $100 Million Man, because he's with Parks and Recreation as a director, and obviously with the 2012 Quality of Life bond that was passed, over $100 million in bonds that are being handled through the department. And ladies and gentlemen, right here, your director, El Paso Parks and Recreation, this is Mr. Tracy Novack.
Thank you, everyone. Actually, I'm going to make a correction. It's a $195 million man. Thank you, everyone. I'm Tracy Novack. I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation, and I want to welcome you to this awesome opening of a brand new park, the latest new park in the city of El Paso. And isn't it stunning? I mean, look at all the amenities around us. It's packed full. When you think about what a family can do that lives in this neighborhood and in this community area, come here and play any number of different activities here. The kids will have a ton of fun here. And isn't it attractive? Look at all that rock and the beautiful block wall around here. You know, and if you look at the overall site, you're going to notice a few things. Because I'm a parks person, I look at a lot of the details. You look at the lights around us. Those are LED lights. So we spare no expense to build the very best park that we can for this community, so that not only would all of us enjoy today, but the generations to come. I want to congratulate especially the Mr. John Lyons family that bears the name of this park. And you know, he was a tremendous advocate for this park. I can remember when the family came to the Parks and Recreation Board to make a request to name the park after John Lyons. Previously, it was called Cheryl Ladd because the street nearest here is called Cheryl Ladd, and that kind of makes sense. But when they started to tell us what all the accomplishments that Mr. Lyons had in noticing first that we had a problem here, and by the way, this was a medical waste repository site. Can you imagine anything worse? Maybe nuclear activity, but medical waste has got the worst thing. And I know that they found unmentionable items in the debris that was here on site. And through his hard work and working with the Environmental Services Department, they didn't have funds to go out to contract to get rid of that waste. They ended up using the internal forces of the city through the Environmental Services Department to begin the cleanup of that site. Later on, of course, we had, through construction, we found more of that. And aren't we so glad that we have that out of our community now? This park has almost 200 trees, 800 shrubs, over 133,000 square feet of sod, with picnic tables and benches for the entire family. It's got a lighted basketball court, sand volleyball court, and over to my left is a futsal court. Now, what is a futsal court? F-U-T-S-A-L. Now, that's a hard court soccer game. So kids who play soccer can get onto that court, and it's a different kind of game, but it's still the game of soccer. Today I want to recognize, we're going to have a demonstration match. And we have Southwest Rash Barcelona, blue and white. And we have EP Paraguay, blue and white. So they're going to put on we're actually going to have a mini tournament here today. And there's actually going to be awards given out, and so it's real competition. So you have a chance to be around tonight and watch some of the play and see some of our young athletes and what they can do. What an awesome sight that will be. Finally, I want to indicate that, yes, it is another 2012 Quality of Life Bond Project. Can I just have a raise of hands for those who voted for the 2012 bond program? Okay. I want to say thank you to all of you for doing that, because we would not be able to build this park here today without your yes vote that went into building this park, and many more that will be coming to follow. So with that, I would like to go ahead and also thank you for coming here this evening and welcome you to our newest park and accept this park into the park inventory for the City of El Paso.
Thank you, Mr. Novack, the $200 million man. I'm sorry, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we'd like to thank also here in attendance from Capital Improvement Department. We'd like to thank Oscar Haloma, Rick Venegas for being here, Russ Williams for putting this on along with Martin Bartlett. And at this particular time, I'd like to bring up a gentleman I've sort of admired from afar for many years, is what he's done with the Capital Improvements Department, Engineering Division Manager, ladies and gentlemen, truly special person, and really gets the job done the right way. This is Mr. Javier Reyes.
We want to go ahead and thank you for you guys being present here. I know that one of the words that you can describe here is perseverance. You had to persevere a lot to get this in. Honestly, we can go ahead and tell you right now that you do have a clean site. You do not have to worry about your kids when they're playing here having trash underneath. It was totally removed. So it is a clean site. You can be assured of that. Like as I mentioned in the past, we did spend about $1.7 million in the construction of this park using the quality of life project. So your money was spent well, and it was spread so that we could go ahead and work it. We do want to go ahead and acknowledge some of the people that worked. Representative Ordaz mentioned Yesenia. Yesenia was very passionate about doing this project. Trust me, she was. But also she had the support of Mr. Rick Venegas and Mr. Oscar Jaloma, who actually went ahead and helped. Our designer was basically Quantum Engineering and Site Southwest. We have Deborah Hedricks here, which was a landscape architect. We want to acknowledge her. And we also want to go ahead and acknowledge the contractor. The contractor is Martinez Brothers. The project manager was Carlos Reyes. And I want to go ahead and acknowledge them because they did work and cooperate with us. Very different from some contractors that don't want to go ahead and work with us. They did go ahead and went the extra mile to go ahead and work with us. And we want to go ahead and commend them for that. What we want to do right now is that we want you to go ahead and enjoy this park. It's for you. It's not really for the people from CID because you're really the ones that are going to use it. So we want you to go ahead and enjoy it. And thank you for your patience with respect to being patient and getting this project completed.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes. You know, I spent 28 years at Lincoln Center, and today I saw when I came over here, the very first person came up to me. And I remember him right from those days at Lincoln Center, that many times we and many youth, we used to go over the wires and eat, hang out at the Lincoln Center on the many weekends. Quack Day, Albert Rodriguez right there. He lives right over there, ladies and gentlemen. Albert, good seeing you, my man. Love you. All the very best, my man. Good seeing you always. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular time, this park was named after John Lyons. I did not know John Lyons. That is my fault. Because when a man does as much as John Lyons did, everybody should know who he is. He's a man that truly changed the emotion, the passion, and the energy that you would have to make something successful. Most people would just say, you know, can't get done. And he would just walk away. Most people would do that, not John Lyons. John Lyons knew how to get things done and do it the right way, the professional way, and now look what we have as a legacy to him and his family for what he was able to do. At this particular time, I'd like to bring up his lovely widow, ladies and gentlemen, Elaine Wilamson.
We did it, guys. Took us a long time getting here. We've been through a lot of city reps. Some helped more than others, but all did try. I want to thank the current city rep, Claudia Ordaz. She helped get this supported and helped get this passed through the city council. I also want to thank Paul Escobar. He was our city rep when John got involved. Paul helped John when and where he could with getting the city on board with the dump cleanup. I know a lot of people over the years tried to get something done here. A lot of people. And it was decades before we got any attention. And that attention we got was because of John. Nothing really happened until John got involved. John's knowledge and tenacity, if anybody knew him, is what really got the ball rolling. So we stand here today to honor John's hard work for helping to clean up and beautify our neighborhood. The neighborhood would like to thank the city of El Paso for cleaning up the dump and giving us this beautiful, beautiful park. I want to thank so many people. I can't name them all here, but I do have to mention a few. Laura Barton for supporting me and for helping me collect all the signatures that we collected. She did an awesome job. All my neighbors who signed the petition. Bill Sparks, who stood with me and went before the Parks Department, the subcommittee, and the board, and then City Council that fought for John. He spoke for John, and he laid it out like it really was. John was a pit bull. That's how he described him. I want to thank all the people that worked on getting the dump cleaned up before John came along. And I want to thank mostly John's family, my family, and all our friends, some who came from out of town for this, for their support and love. I found one of the flyers John made for the Friends of Carl Weiler Neighborhood Association. It was the last flyer he made. He had made a mistake on it, and he had put, there was a meeting on Saturday, May the 5th at 4:30 p.m. at the Irving Schwartz Branch Library, but he put it as Montwood at Dean Martin, and so he had to go back and he redid that flyer, but I found the original. And in one of the meeting listings, it was park endowment and neighborhood participation and Carl Weiler land cleanup status. He worked hard on this park. And at the very bottom was his favorite saying that he always finished with his flyers and his speeches, was, "We got a dump. We need a park." So today we are happy to say we had a dump and we have got a beautiful park.
I don't know if y'all noticed it, but it stopped raining. You can stop the rain. I got to follow you around. I got to make sure. But those tears are not tears of sadness. Those are tears of strength, because always John Lyons will be a part of this park. Thank you for what you have done and your family has done. And right after we cut the ribbon, there's a challenge between Tracy Novack and Representative Ordaz to see who can, I know you got your kicking shoes on, to see who can kick the ball through the goal the best. And we'll judge it, all right? Make sure that it's okay and all cool. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this started and let's go ahead and cut this ribbon so we can have all of our dignitaries come up. Okay, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's so awesome. I never thought, though, I would be the one speaking. I always thought it would be John. You know, before he passed, he was so adamant about this place and he would not let it go. He's like, we're going to get this done. And I found the last flyer he made before he passed, the day before he passed, as a matter of fact. And on it, he had, "We have a dump. We want a park." You know, those were his words. He ended every speech like that. So he truly cared about this neighborhood.
Do you think he's watching right now? And
Absolutely, he knows.
what do you think is going through his mind right now as he's watching
He's
this?
probably saying it should have been named after Carl Weiler, because that's what he wanted to do. But this is a tribute to him and how much he did for the neighborhood.
It's incredible. It's a great feeling, and everybody is so happy and grateful for this park. So I owe it all to the residents. If it weren't for them, this wouldn't be here today. The gentleman that the park is named after, his name is John Lyons, and he was one of the first activists that tried to get the city to clean up the park. He's no longer with us today, but I know he's looking down on us, and he sends his happiness and regards, and I know this was all worth it for him in the end.
I'm really happy because, well, I live close by, and I can just like walk over here and just play whatever I want with my brothers and sisters. I can just shoot some balls with my dad and stuff. That's really nice.
Do you remember when this just used to be a dirt lot?
Yes, it was nice. It made the neighborhood look ugly, you know. It just didn't look nice. This park is really nice. It's really big. We get to do a lot more things. We can actually like practice here, do our formations, practice what we can do, and over there we can run.
So this is just a testament to all of his work that he did. It's unfortunate that he's no longer with us today, but his wife and his mother are here in his spirit. So it's just a great day and just a fulfilling moment to have this park named after Mr. Lyons.